Welcome back, YouTube. So today we are going to be going over everything 10.1 for Devastation Evoker, everything that I have experienced since PTR, everything that I plan to do for the start of the new season and forward. So strap in, it's going to be a wild ride as Devastation Evoker has got a ton of changes, and we're going to go over all of that right now. So, first things first, let's cover why you're here and why you're coming to my channel for information. So I got Gladiator, as you can see, my fancy mount here. I got up to 2762. I tried to push rank 1. Fell a little short, but that's okay. The people I was playing with was only playing with them for 2 days, so we didn't have much time to build synergy, but had a good run. That was a lot of fun during the season. I've been 3,000 in Shuffle, if you've seen my videos before. So qualified individuals to be giving you this kind of information. So let's go over the talents. So let's go to things that have been changed. The right side of this tree, the Devastation Spec tree, has changed pretty significantly. So we'll start from the top down, and we'll go over everything that has been changed. So Lay Waste has become a 1-point talent instead of a 2-point talent. Very nice. Eye of Affinity has been redesigned, where Eternity Surge just does more damages to your primary target. And then it's a choice with our Vent Horizon, which Eternity Surge cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds, which to me just seems like really a PvE thing. I'm not really sure if that would get much value in Arena, probably not. We just want more damage. Still taking Eternity Span. I will be taking Charge Blast, maybe over this new talent, Arcane Vigor, in certain situations, but I really do love this talent. It's one of my favorite ones, Arcane Vigor, where Shattering Star grants Essence Burst. However, Shattering Star is now a 20-second cooldown, up from 15. Burnout is a 1-point talent node instead of 2. Very nice. Fata Magic redesigned. So power spells increased by level 1, and then maximum power haste levels is 20% faster. So very nice on that. The big one, Causality. Disintegrate reduces the remaining cooldown of your empower spells based on the damage it does by the tick. So each time you cast Disintegrate, it ticks 4 points of damage on the channel. So each time that it ticks, your cooldowns will recover faster for your empower spells. Very nice. Scintillation. Same thing, just nerfed slightly for the levels of, it's the 25% increase to health and damage. So a little bit of just tuning there. I'm still seeing this clap really hard. Always going to take this. Hoarded Power baked up in front of it. And then Titanic Wrath baked up in front of Causality. So any variations that I'm seeing or would want to do is just between Arcane Vigor and Charge Blast. I don't see any reason to take this new fancy talent here. Deep Breath reduces essence cost of Disintegrating Pyre by 1 for 10 seconds after you land. Seems like a real PvE thing, but everything on this side here is PvE, so I'm not even going to touch on it. But yeah, for the most part, this is the build that I'm going to be running. I'll leave the code in the description. So that's for the right side. Quickly, on the left side, nothing really here is going to change from what I've been running all season. I have been messing around with Zephyr. I do get some matchups where I find for it to be valuable. And if I ever need it, I just take out like Wall of Blow. Tune to Dream is really kind of situational when I feel like I'm not going to be the target and I want to just increase my healing. But if that's the case, really, I'm just going to go into Unkindled. That's pretty much it. For the most part, it's going to look like this. And again, I'll leave this code in the description. For PvP talents, so I like Chrono Loop. It's a 1-minute cooldown. However, it has been changed since, it's only allowing the enemy health to be reduced, or it won't allow the enemy health to be reduced below 20. So I take that rotationally into like Shadow Priest before they swap, Holy Priest before they, at the end of their Ray of Hope, so it gets negated, stuff like that. Obsidian Metal, always good. especially when you want to just guarantee your burst, or if you're playing with the double casters and you just need to heal yourself and run away because you're 25 yards and you have a 15 yard range disadvantage buffer at all times. Scouring Flame into every single rested Druid team, and they're becoming a little bit more powerful this season, so a lot more use out of this talent. Time Stop. 1.5 minute cooldown, I mean, much better than 2 minutes. So against matchups like Demon Hunters or maybe Rogues, where you want to use this rotationally on a kidney when your healer doesn't have, a save for you, this could be good. Swoop Up, very excited to try this. It has been essentially buffed. It's a 25 yard range now with a 90-second cooldown. So, I play a lot of Devastation, DK, Disc for threes. That's what I got Gladiator with. That's what I got 2-7 with this season in Dragonflight for season 1. And, if there's a situation where I feel like we can't get the third guy involved in one of our setups, then this could come in handy. Crippling Forest, kind of one of the lesser talents that I've been using. If nothing else is useful and I really just need a slow, it's very, very specific. Not really that impactful, though. Divide and Conquer. Deep Breath forms curtains of fire, preventing line of sight to enemies outside its walls and then burning enemies who walk through it for a 92,000 fire damage. Now, this right here currently is bugged. I put a ton of feedbacks on the forums for it, and for reports, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it specifically states that it's line of sight to enemies, but it actually provides line of sight for us, which is very problematic. So I'm hoping that they fix that soon. I'll cover that in a second here, but Dreamcatcher, Sleepwalk doesn't have a cooldown. I'm not really sure why this exists when Fear and Sheep are just spammable. Feels really bad for me to have my core crowd control ability be penalized for no reason at all, really. Null Shroud, very, very good. 90% of the time I'm taking it, except into mages, because they could just steal it. But yeah, more often times than not, it's going to look like this. Divide and Conquer, Nullifying Shroud, and then I never take off Unburdened Flight. So let's go over real quick Divide and Conquer. So this ability, okay, clearly states that it's line of sight for enemies. However, when you do it and the line of fire gets created, you'll see I will not be able to target anything on the other side. It says line of sight for me when it's not supposed to. So it's bugged currently. It's very, very nice though, as a LOS for enemies to try and add a little bit of depth for your play style. To secure kills. Very nice. I just really wish the bugs would be fixed with it, and I've written all over the forums about what's wrong with it specifically, with video evidence, and you know what, I'll just go ahead and link that post in the description of this video as well. Alright, so let's talk about your baseline here. So let's talk about your gearing. Alright, I ran last season Omega Mastery. First Mastery. Mastery everywhere. I'm not going to go too deep into the gearing for what my plans are for Season 2 quite yet here in this video, because I haven't played against enough competitive people to know how impactful the haste could be on this spec, because of how causality is now functioning. However, I will say this. If you're going to play Shuffle, or you're going to play threes, which is, my two main game modes. I don't really mess with twos, but if you're going to do threes, you only have one composition you can run that will be competitive. And it is Frost DK and a Disc Priest or a Mistweaver. The reason why is because you are at 25 yards. You have no tools to set kills up yourself reliably, consistently. And you are doing a setup type comp where you are looking to just every minute deep breath and kill in those windows, and I'll show you what that looks like. But my point I'm trying to make here is that you want more damage, raw damage, over haste because you're looking to kill in very short windows, and just crit and mastery, verse mastery crit is just going to be more valuable to you in those kinds of scenarios over haste. That's not to say that in uh BGs or twos, haste could prove to be more valuable there, but I'm not quite sure yet. It's very early, but I'm just going off of everything that I've experienced because I've been playing this on the PTR for a long time anyways. So I found that Verse Mastery is going to be a go-to. Back it up with crit, Verse Mastery, and then haste. I might infuse a little bit of haste. Maybe I wouldn't go any higher than 9% though. But that's just me. So like I said, I'm gonna wait on the gearing segment for this because I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be, but I am sure of what the rotation is. So let's go over that right now. So everything has kind of just been slightly tweaked. So it's not changing so much, but it has been tuned and changed to be more fluid. And here's what I mean by that. And that's because of causality. Because with your talent, Animosity, they actually reduced the extension for Dragon Rage when you cast an Empower by 2 seconds. It used to be 6 seconds. And so you used to be able to, 4 times you can extend your Dragon Rage, okay? So your sequence will look like this, and this is for, Devastation, Frost DK, Disc Priest, or Mistweaver, okay? So your DK will grip multiple targets in, he will blind them, you will do your drive-by, Dragon Rage, tip the Scales Fire Breath, and then I like the Shattering Star, and then get Eternity Surge off, and then, because of causality, we're just prioritizing spamming Disintegrate. At the end, we'll swipe twice for Essence Burst procs, because it does more damage with Titanic Wrath, but as you can see, I'm just going to properly chain my Disintegrates, and then here I'm just extending, right? Very nice, fluid experience. So I've extended 4 times on my cooldown, and that's not with munching, as they say, your Essence Burst procs, because Feed the Flames is no longer providing the function that causality now has baked into it. So that's my burst rotation. You can mix it up a little bit, depending on when you land down from your drive-by. So I'll show you what that looks like when my cooldowns come back up. I will say, overall, the spec is looking extremely, extremely powerful, with 25% increase to health. That just means that our mastery is doing more damage at the top end for when they have, I have 451 health now. So, and actually, like a pro tip is if you're playing against another Devastation Evoker, I never take this because stamina just increases your health. So you're just giving them more damage. So I kind of stray away from that. Alright, so my cooldowns are back up. So my second kind of opener for maximum burst damage in the DK disc comp will be just a drive-by again. Dragon Rage, you can Shattering Star, 1 tick of Eternity Surge, tip the Scales Fire Breath, big freaking damage, 500k burst right there, Channeling Disintegrate for the causality, swipe twice for my procs, that does give me increased damage with Titanic Wrath. Once I get to the end, I'll swipe again, I'll just extend my Dragon Rage again with Empowers. Shattering Star gives Essence Burst, so very nice. And then just continually channeling Disintegrate. You can launch your procs when you get them as needed. So those are the 2 different kinds of openers for burst rotation for this spec. Not much different from last season, just a little bit tweaked. As far as the consistent damage rotation goes, it's going to be more of the same. So you're just looking to get a fire breath out on as many targets as possible. Shattering Star gives Essence Burst, so very nice. Into Disintegrate, spending all of your essence that you can on Disintegrate because it is your highest damaging ability. And then as you can see, this number here in the center of my screen is my Scarlet adaptation that is stacked up. So, you know, a little Swifty mini combo that I like to do is I'll Shattering Star, and then I'll Eternity Surge, and then I will launch that proc. So I'll show you what that looks like. So we're just going to fishing for a burnout proc. Get a fire breath out on as many targets as you possibly can. So I got a burnout proc now, a little Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, launch that Living Frame proc, and then it'll, if it crits, great. If it doesn't, you know, it does happen. And then again, always just prioritize Disintegrate. And when you get these procs, make sure you heal a teammate so that you can do it again, you know, when your next abilities are coming up. The tier set is nerfed by 50% in Arena for everyone. And the stats on it are not ideal. Again, I'd have to test it a lot more. Like I said, the gear segment of this portion of my guide will come out a little bit later once I have really figured it out and tested it and min-maxed it. But I mean, I don't have anybody really to test it against because it's just not, nobody's really queuing Shuffle, and threes is just really kind of dead at the moment. I mean, all my partners that I play with, you know, we're on a break, everybody's taking a break. We just super try hard. Season 1, we're all kind of burnt out, you know, so we're kind of just vibing, chilling until next season starts. So that's it. If there's anything you have a question about, feel free to leave it into the comments below. And every single day I am streaming on my Twitch channel at JD_YaDig. I will leave a link in the description. Yep. So thanks for checking out today's guide, and I will see you in the next one.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy.